We are continuing with our discussions on promoting sustainable agricultural practices from the perspective of higher education institutions, particularly with the Soil Science Department of the University of Cape Coast. My name is Nana Ismomba. Go for a short break, and when we come back, shall start this interesting discussion you wouldn't want to miss. Hello, Africa. You're welcome to AgroLink on AAU TV. AgroLink is a program that aims at showcasing and highlighting agricultural activities on the continent. You're welcome back from the break. Okay, thank you, madam. You're welcome to AgroLink.
Thank you.
Okay. So now I'll give you the chance to introduce yourself.
Okay. I'm Dr. Mrs. Angela Lartey-Young. I'm with the Department of Soil Science of the University of Cape Coast. I'm a pedologist. That's an area of soil science.
Right. So as a pedologist, what does sustainable agriculture mean to you?
Okay. In a pedological view, sustainable agriculture is we upholding the soil to farm in a way that will not compromise the use of the soil or the land for our future generations to come.
Okay. Yeah. And now, hearing about this, I'm sure you're undertaking some initiatives that are in line with promoting sustainable agriculture in your space. Can you take us through some of them?
Okay, so as I said earlier on, a pedologist is mostly concerned with soil properties of the soil, soil forming processes, how the soil comes into being in the first place, classifying the soils, assessing the morphology of the soil. All this comes into play when you want to add something, or when you want to quantify what the soil have. You have to look in depth as to the parent material of the soil and how the soil derives some of their characteristics. So in knowing all this, it will inform you as to how much, if you want to amend your soil with, let's say, fertilizer, it will give you an idea of the rate that you have to apply to your piece of land.
Okay. Yeah. So this is clearly a very, very important role that you are playing.
Yes.
Looking at our part of the world where a lot of people are involved in sustainable agriculture on the subsistence level, you realize that most people do things in their own corner. Yeah. So how do these findings or initiatives translate into the lives of ordinary farmers? Okay,
with our area, one of the things that we do is that we try to elucidate the spatial scale of how a piece of land varies at one point to another. So when you know this, you will not apply, let's say you want to apply phosphorus amendment to your soil. What is in here will be different from what is elsewhere. So you cannot basically apply the same thing. It will be like in our body system, drug abuse. You will be abusing the soil. What I term it, you are bleaching the soil. Like the soil is like our skin, it's the skin of the earth. So whatever you do, I see it as you are bleaching it because you are misapplying. So in what this will inform our smallholder farmers is that when they get to know what the inherent properties of the soil, sometimes the soil wouldn't even need any amendment. The soil will be just good to go for any crop. So when you know this, you wouldn't go all the way to waste your money to buy fertilizer when the soil in itself doesn't need it at the first place. So it saves money for them, one, and then it ensures precision. You don't go overboard when you want to apply something. It ensures precision and it saves you money.
Looking at how male-dominated this field is, being the only woman with the soil science department of the University of Cape Coast, how has the journey been? How has it been being in this male-dominated field?
Well, it has been, let me say, interesting and also challenging. Yes, because you will have to also prove yourself that you are also equal to the task. Yes. Every time that passes by, you have to also show your strength and your wealth as a woman.
And you are now like a pace setter for the women.
Yes,
So if
yes.
you don't pull up your weights, it
Yes,
affects the
the
ones who
ones
might come
coming.
after you.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
So clearly, what you are doing, looking at even the level and even dissemination, as well as people adopting this idea of farming. What are some of the challenges that you have faced so far in line with ensuring that people understand the different dynamics and the components of the soil?
It's expensive. Yeah. You know, it's very expensive for you to do all that. So one of the key challenges is monetary-wise. People will not go in for that because it's a lot of resources that will come into play before you get to know what is happening in your soil. So I remember a colleague of ours has devised something using a smartphone and a scanner where you just pick a piece, a sample of soil or anything, and then the scanner will scan it for you, and then it will give you the levels of whatever you want to. Yes, I think it's something that is still in the pipeline, and when it comes, people will readily grasp onto it because most of our farmers now are into these Android phones and social media, and I think that will help a lot for them to adapt to this
Okay,
initiative.
that's actually a very good one.
Yes.
Okay. As we conclude our brief discussion, any call out there for individuals on why they should venture into? I realized that even speaking to your colleagues from the soil science department, most of them are men. You seem to be the only lady.
Yes.
So a call out there for individuals who might be interested in venturing into soil science, or why women should be in this industry.
Okay, I think soil science right from the onset was tagged as a male-dominated area. I remember when I tried venturing into it, at the first instance, I had people questioning my ability. And yes, so sometimes when you even go to the field, the men will say, "Oh, madam, sit down and let us go." But it is a call for us to prove to the men that women can equally do it as men. So I challenge them and I also move on, and then they see that, yeah, women can also are equal to the task. And this is a call to my the ladies out there, that soil science is not rocket science. Anybody can do it. So as I'm here, you can also venture into it. It is an interesting field and it has a lot of prospects. Thank you.
This brings us to the end of this episode of AgroLink on AATV. My name is Nana Ismambasam, and I hope you enjoyed this discussion as much as I did. Do stay tuned on AgroLink and AATV for more educational content.